What is up, guys? Shaxi with another commentary. And today's commentary is a bit serious, but I'm gonna make it, YouTube friendly. I'm not gonna go into deep detail on the info. I'm basically just gonna cover the basic info and make it more story time with Shaxi. So I'm gonna talk about my disability, which is called osteogenesis imperfecta. I'm gonna put an annotation with the name somewhere on the screen right about now. Okay, so this is a genetic disease which means that it goes down over the generations of the family that has it in their genes. And me and my sister got it from our dad. And I mean, whatever. It's it can be a hard thing to live with, but I say we're getting along pretty well. So as I said, we covered basically the info that I think is necessary. And I have two stories to tell you. The first one will be about how I ended up in a wheelchair. So, when I was 7, I was about to start first grade of elementary school, and before the start of that school year, both me and my sister went into surgery. And when I came out of my surgery, they had put this, it's called an A cast on me. They had basically put both my legs in a cast with a fucking bar between. So my legs were in this A shape for however many weeks they were on. And as you can imagine, I was really young and my muscle tissue quickly faded. And I was probably depressed and stuff, and I overate. And I'll say that's pretty much when my weight problem started too, because I could no longer burn, you know, whatever food I was taking in the same way I was before when I walked. And so the reason I'm in a wheelchair is that some doctor fucked up with in their decision making about what was best for me. And what they thought was best for me apparently wasn't. And today here I am, 12, 18 years later. So thank you. No, but another cool fact about this brittle bone disease, which is actually another name for more commonly used than osteogenesis imperfecta because, well, one's easier to say than the other. And yeah, but the fact is, we have this kind of supernatural healing power. And I'm not talking about like New Age healing, where you heal spirits and stuff like that. That's fucking humbug. That's dying. But I'm talking about whenever I break a bone, I have a fracture, it'll be healed pretty quickly. And I have actually a story about that too. So as you guys might know, I'm from Finland, and in Finland, one of the customs that we live by is that we go in the sauna because the sauna is a Finnish invention. Suck it. Okay. Anyway, so me and my dad were in the sauna, and I was gonna get up to check the temperature. I don't know. Maybe he asked, or maybe I just was curious. I don't know. But anyway, I stood up to look at the thermostat, and when I stood up, I heard this loud fucking snap. It was like that, but 10 times louder. And I just sat down and I said, Dad, I broke my leg, man. And actually, this happened on a Friday night. So what ended up happening was we called the local hospital, but they said that, well, actually, I was taking pain pills after that because they're breaking your bone is a fucking painful experience. Is my guess. So I was on pain pills, and somehow I got inside the house. We have our sauna in another house on the yard, and somehow I got into this basically our the house that we live in, and I got onto the couch where I actually spent the whole weekend. I guess I went to the bathroom and stuff, but I don't remember those things that vividly. But anyway, so they called and they said, well, if you can manage like this, maybe we should wait until Monday. We'll get an x-ray. We'll look at it and see whatever happens. So we waited until Monday and we went in. And I went for an x-ray. And when the doctor looked at the x-ray picture, he was dumbfounded because he couldn't see fracture. He couldn't see any sign of a fracture, except for a little part that was surrounded by thicker tissue, bone tissue, than the rest of the leg. I've basically only broken my legs, the bones in my legs. Um, just another addition to the story. And he said, I don't see where this fracture has been, but it might have been here because your tissue is thicker in this part than anywhere on the rest of your leg. And that was 3 days after the fracture had occurred. That is kind of amazing. I don't know whether it was, a very, very small fracture. I can get those pretty often. I usually get them in my ankles, and well, not usually. I haven't actually broken a bone in, you know, probably 7 years. So I'm, I'm in the money here, and yeah, I mean, I haven't had any real problems from my disability for 7 years. And some years ago, my best friend today kind of maybe wasn't sick, and and we might have both had a part of this, but basically he was holding on to my wheelchair, and I went forward, and I basically fell out and broke my leg. But whatever, I don't blame him. I don't want to blame him. And but I think that's it. So if you don't subscribe, if you want to like the video, follow me on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere, man. Just you'll find me wherever you look. So it's been Shaxi, and peace out.